Hello, I'm Elton Uliana, and the piece I would like to share today is from a short novel by Carla Bessa. Carla Bessa is the author of these three marvelous books, two collections of short stories, one of them translated into Greek, the other one into German, and this is from her latest work entitled My Murillo. My Murillo is a Gothic novella in many ways. In fact, it was inspired by Robert Louis Stevenson's Jekyll and Hyde. It portrays the life of a trans woman, a sex worker called Sasha, working in the streets of Rio de Janeiro. Sasha is abducted by a taxi driver, a man who has been meticulously planning the kidnapping for quite some time. And she is held captive in his cellar, where she is continuously, systematically, I would say, tortured. And during this time, her male characteristics begin to show through. So, for example, her beard starts to grow, she's not allowed to do any hair or makeup. In fact, her hair is actually shaved by the man. And as this masculinity emerges, their relationship becomes even more complex and more intense. So they develop some kind of interdependence, a relationship in which there is a reliance upon one another, psychologically, emotionally, and physical as well. As the novel progresses, then Sasha is allowed to share the space with the man upstairs, and by the end of the novel, they are actually sleeping together, with Sasha already having the external appearance of a man. And so they share the bed. And in a true Gothic style, there is this fantastic reversal of power relations whereby Sasha finds herself in a position not only to free herself, but also to kill her captor, her abductor. And the novel is fascinating not only because it has a trans woman as a protagonist, or because it deals with binary gender or identity positions, male and female, and masculinity and femininity. But the novel is a beautiful poetic study, an exploration of human consciousness and psychology, in which binary polarities, love and hate, attraction and repulsion, dark and light, and all these conventions as well of the Gothic novel, which I mentioned in the beginning, can coexist, and they do coexist in the novel. Formally, the novel is a very inventive novel as well, in which Carly experiences with shifting perceptions and experience of voice and time, and she also incorporates in the narrative a lot of a number of plot devices from different literary genres like magic realism, crime fiction, and let's say fairy tale, to name but a few. So these, you can see some of these characteristics in the short extract that I'm going to read. And this is the second chapter of the novel, where Sasha arrives at the man's home before she's taken to the basement. Arrival. A strong smell of tar. Sasha is sitting in an armchair, and with great effort she half opens her swollen eyelids. A thick liquid runs through her nose. Her vision is blurred. A dim light creeps through the gaps and under the door. Her eyes gradually get used to the lack of light. She turns her aching head and sees the silhouette of a man sitting in front of her. Besides him, a small table with a bottle, some tools, and a screwdriver. Awake? He asks. His voice is soft, but cold. Where am I? Hers is almost a whisper. Silence. I'm the one who asked the questions here, the man replies. Who are you? I'm the one who asks the questions here. Water. She doesn't know whether her thirst is an anticipation or a consequence of her fear. The man gets up, grabs the bottle and moves towards her. When she leans forward to bring the bottle to her mouth, she realizes she is strapped to the seat, a seat taken from an old car. The man was also sitting in a loose car seat. There are several of them scattered around the place. They must be in a garage or in a repair shop. She lifts her upper body slowly. Her whole body aches. She notes that her dress is torn when she feels his trousers brush the skin of her leg. It's a thick, cold fabric, the trousers, maybe leather, she thinks. She can't really see it, but actually he's wearing shorts. The rough texture that touched her leg is the man's skin. Realizing this, she feels an itch where he touched her and pulls her leg away in an involuntary reflex. With the sudden movement, he wobbles and the chilled liquid from the bottle spills over Sasha's top. She shudders and he laughs, bringing the bottle to her lips again. She drinks quickly and with disgust. In that water, she also senses the iron taste of her own blood. She pushes the bottle away, running her fingers over the liquid that drips from her lips. The touch hurts. Her mouth is sore. She still doesn't remember, but she was punched in the face. Thank you.